So today we're going to be reviewing CoinSpot, which is one of the most popular crypto exchanges in Australia. I've been using it since the early 2018 in the first crypto wave, in the first mainstream crypto wave. And we're going to be looking at the desktop version. If you guys are new here, my name is Faisy. This channel is about finance and investing. Before we begin, this video is not financial advice. This is not a recommendation to buy crypto. Please do some research. Let's jump into it. So we'll start off the review by going into the dashboard. And as you guys can see, there's a bunch of buttons here, but we'll start off with the deposit option. So I'll just click here and we'll go into it. And we can see there's a bunch of options here. Now, most of these are free. As you can see, we've got Poly, which is the first one. Now, this is quite safe. It is owned by Australia Post, I believe. You do have to actually log into it using your internet banking logins and passwords, so just keep that in mind, but it is pretty secure. And if you use this, it's going to be completely free to use. It's instant, and the deposit limit is 20K, which should be more than enough for a lot of the people that are watching this video. Just keep in mind though, not every bank is in Poly, but every major bank is there. Looking at the second one, we've got Pay ID, and this is free as well. It's instant, and the minimum deposit is $1. Moving on to BPay, which is probably the worst option on this list. You've got a deposit time of 0 to 2 business days, and the deposit fee is 0.9%. Now, in this day and age, instant deposits are pretty much a requirement. They're not a requirement, but they should be used in pretty much every deposit scenario. And plus, a deposit fee is pretty much ridiculous at almost 1%. So definitely do not recommend this at all. But going on to the second one, I think this is even more ridiculous, I should say. This is a 2.5% deposit fee with a cash deposit, and only the daily deposit is $8,000. So it's only there for those emergency uses when you just want to deposit money into it and you're pretty desperate to just get money in. Lastly, you've got direct deposit, and this is free through Osco if your bank uses Osco. Jumping back to the dashboard screen once again, this is the portfolio dashboard. As you can see, I do like the fact that you can switch between different time horizons. So I've got 3 months here, we can go to 6 months, and then 1 year. It's always good to see a graph that's going up. But one little piece of feedback, it would be good if we could see the absolute max return on this. I'm not sure why this isn't here. That almost is a very essential feature. It would be good to see a max return starting from 0 to where you are now. And on the right, you can see my holdings are pretty much 3 cryptocurrencies. I am a bit boring like that. As you can see, I'm not too big on crypto, but I'm going to be doing some research and looking at some altcoins as well. So I may make a few videos on that, but yeah, for now, only 3 coins, as you guys can see. Scrolling down, we've got a section called Popular Now with the top 6 cryptocurrencies popular as of CoinSpot. And we can see Bitcoin and Ethereum are definitely there. I think these 2 currencies will always be pretty much at the top 5 or top 6 cryptocurrencies traded on pretty much every exchange. So that is what it is. And then scrolling down, once again, we've got the wallets and the recent movers section. Now, the wallet section is fine, but I think it would be better if it was consolidated at the top where we saw the holdings just previously, and this would fit quite nicely at the top. I'm not too sure why they've got a separate section for it down the bottom. It would be good if it was just consolidated. But as you can see with this recent movers section, I think this is pretty clever by CoinSpot, and let me tell you why. Now look, most people that trade crypto like to make those quick gains. It gives them that instant gratification, and if you're watching this video, you may even be one of those people. Just an observation. Now, the thing with this section is the fact that I think that it actually makes people trade even more, because you just look at this and you see the gains and you pretty much see FOMO all inside you. It basically shows you all the hot cryptos and it makes you think, damn, like what if I buy now? Can I still make these sorts of returns and just make more gains? And it's a clever tool because it pretty much plays on your instincts as a human, and it may even lead to gains or losses. But just keep in mind that this is past returns. These returns may not be what the returns are in the future. Just be mindful of that. Scrolling down once again, and we've got a second sort of feature which is quite similar, which is popular today. And this feature, once again, I think it makes you trade even more. And scrolling down as well, once again, we've got new coins, and this is gonna be pretty much FOMO once again, where you may be able to trade these coins and you might think to yourself, well, these are new coins to the exchange. If I buy now, maybe I can get lucky and maybe I can make those gains maybe tomorrow or next week or in a month. So people buy into it. And I think this once again leads people to fall into FOMO once again. And then lastly, for the dashboard feature, we've got today's movers, which pretty much shows you the top 5 gains in the last 24 hours and the top 5 losses as well. I think this is a pretty decent screen. It shows you pretty much what's going on in the market. Jumping into the second tab, which is wallets, as you can see, it shows you all your holdings once again, but in much more detail in a list format. You've got the the balance, the current price of the actual currency, the change in 24 hours, and the approximate value of the currencies right now that are held in your wallet. Now, if you actually click on one of these wallets, as you can see, you've got a few options. You've got buy, sell, which is pretty common. And then you've got swap as well, where you can actually swap your current cryptocurrency for another cryptocurrency. You've got the send tab, which pretty much allows you to send cryptocurrency to others. You'll put in their Bitcoin address and how much Bitcoin you want to send. It's all pretty straightforward. And similar with the receive feature, you pretty much tell people this cryptocurrency or Bitcoin address, and then people will be able to receive cryptocurrency on this address and you'll get it. Jumping onto the fees, which is probably one of the most important parts of a cryptocurrency exchange. And as you guys can see, they're saying that their fees are unbeatable. They've got Australia's lowest fees from 0.1%. Now, that all sounds very good. However, there is a catch. So with this list, we can see that market and over-the-counter orders are 0.1%, while everything else is 1%, which is pretty insanely expensive. But you might think to yourself that you may just want to trade cryptocurrency on the market price anyways. But here's where it gets a bit different with CoinSpot. So with this exchange, market orders actually mean something different. So as we can see, we're on the markets tab at the moment. I'm just going to click on view Bitcoin to AUD market. And this is where you can pretty much see all the orders at the moment if I scroll down to the bottom. And this is where you can actually select how much you want to buy at what price. So just as an example, if I just type in, say if I change BTC to AUD, if I just want to buy, say, $500 worth of Bitcoin, right? I press this at a price of 70K at the moment and I press buy Bitcoin, there will be a screen that comes up and they will say your fee is 0.1% at 50 cents, which is absolutely dirt cheap. However, this is not really a market order. This is a limit order, right? When we trade stocks, if we're trying to select a certain price that we want to buy the stock at, that is a limit order. A market order is where you just buy the stock or whatever at that certain prevailing market price right then. However, with CoinSpot, a market order means something else. As you can see, we're pretty much selecting the certain price that we want to buy at. So technically this is a limit order, but in CoinSpot, it is classified as a market order. So for these types of orders, it is going to be 0.1% in terms of fees. However, looking at the third tab, which is the buy and sell tab, this is pretty much the instant buy and sell feature where this is the real market order. And I just click on, say, buy Bitcoin. I'll just type in $500 worth of Bitcoin as we did previously. And as you can see at the price of 71K, once I press buy, a confirmation screen will come up and it'll say the CoinSpot fee is 1% at just under $5. So as you can see for market orders, this is actually called a market order. For these types of orders, the fee is going to be 1%. And if you want to actually select the appropriate price and the specific price for those types of orders, the fee is going to be 0.1%. So just keep that in mind. It is a minor sort of thing, but if you're trying to trade very frequently, you do want to keep this into account. Now, if you're like me and you absolutely hate paying fees, you can actually refer people onto CoinSpot and you'll get $10 worth of Bitcoin and your friends will also get $10 worth of Bitcoin. If you haven't joined CoinSpot yet, I've left a link in the description. That is pretty much my referral link and we'll both get $10 worth of Bitcoin. Now, the good thing about this is the fact that usually companies give out cash, but the fact that it is Bitcoin, this actually still has a chance to go up over time. So if you referred people onto the platform, say a year ago or 2 years ago, when the price of Bitcoin was pretty much dirt cheap, those $10 worth of Bitcoin would have turned into $20 or even $30. So it's pretty valuable. I'll leave my referral link in the description in case you want to check it out. Looking at the fifth tab, this is the bundles tab. Now this is pretty good and you've got a couple of options there. You've got the dominant duo, which is pretty much Bitcoin and Ethereum in split quality. If you want to invest, say $100 into Bitcoin and Ethereum equally, you can use that. You've got top 3 market cap, top 10 market cap, Bitcoin bundle, and a few other ones as well. And the good thing about this is the fact that you don't actually have to buy those cryptocurrencies separately and pay 2 lots of fees. You can just split your money and just pay the 1 fee each time. Now they've also got recurring buys and it's pretty good if you want to dollar cost average into any of your favorite currencies. So pretty much you can just select the coin, which is Bitcoin, and you can start it on 9th of December, which is today, select the time, frequency, and pretty much set how much Bitcoin you want to buy. So for example, if you want to dollar cost average $100 a week into this sort of currency, you can do that. And this will be pretty good where you can get the average price over time. But the limitation of this is the fact that you can't do it with bundles, I think. So if you want to just dollar cost average into a bundle of the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap, you can't actually do that. You have to buy them individually, which really sucks. I really hope they actually add this in because it's a huge limitation. You've got competitors out there like Swyftx, as you can see, where you can pretty much set a recurring order of the top 5 cryptocurrencies by market cap and just keep buying into them, which is so much better than buying these ones individually. So it's a bit of a hassle. I really hope they add it in. And I'm actually thinking about switching to Swyftx just for this reason, because the fees with Swyftx are actually 0.6%, I think, as compared to the 1% that you would pay with CoinSpot, so it's really, really worth it on that front, and I'll keep you guys updated if I do change. Now, the last feature we'll look at is the OTC feature, and this is pretty much reserved for those huge transactions. As you can see, the minimum value for a transaction is $50,000 or above, which is pretty crazy. They do give out 24/7 quotes for cryptocurrencies, and it's pretty much automated. Now, I imagine that not a lot of people watching this video are going to be doing this, so let's just move on. Now, the last important thing that I want to say is the fact that cryptocurrency held in an exchange like CoinSpot is pretty risky because it is held by a third party and it can get stolen. There's a saying in the crypto community which goes something like, not your keys, not your coins, which pretty much means that someone can actually hack into these exchanges and steal your precious currency. So if your crypto coins are not held on your own private key, then you technically don't have full ownership. Now, a very popular way to actually get your own private key is through a company called Ledger. They actually make hardware wallets now. This stays secure because it actually doesn't connect to the internet. I think it is all offline and it only has Bluetooth, so it can't really get hacked. There's very, very low chances of it actually getting hacked, but I haven't done too much research on it, so do make sure you read up on it. Personally, I'm not too sure how it actually works, but it is worth looking into because you do want to secure your crypto coins. So based on that, if you are interested in an exchange like CoinSpot, I've left a link in the description for $10 worth of Bitcoin. Go check it out. Now, if you enjoyed this video, check out my video on Bamboo, which is another cryptocurrency app focused on dollar cost averaging into cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Check this video out right here. I've been using this app for about, say, 6 months now, and the experience has been pretty good, so go check it out. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. We come to this screen and I just